Hello. So can I start?
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, we can start now.
Okay. So as in the last session, we learned about how to fetch data, or you can say get a value from your Lightning input, and how to utilize button, right? So in the same line, we are going to perform some more tasks related to LWC. So in today's session, we are going to demonstrate you something like we have toast messages, right? So how to display toast notification? Basically, whenever we are performing any task in LWC, so that particular task may be success, failure, or you can say we have to some notify some information, right? So with the help of toast notification, we can do that, right? Next, we understanding the concept of navigation services in LWC, right? Like as we are working with the hyperlink, hyperlink is simple. Click by using that we can navigate to any particular page. Similarly, if you want to perform activity like whenever a certain action is done, then you need to navigate to that record page or maybe any detail page, so you can do that. So that is known as navigation services in LWC. So next, we are going to demonstrate you one data table example. Basically, data table is a, you can say, part of the Lightning control. So we can utilize that particular control and pass some parameter that is required to display a specific type of record over there. Also, in the same line, we are going to add one function, Apex code, that is used to delete a specific record from the data table. After deleting a record, we can refresh the entire data table, so that if the record is deleted, so it should be removed from there and it will show the refresh data. And we have a Lightning record form, that is a pre-built form that can be utilized, right? So one by one, we see all the demonstration, whatever we are able to cover. So when we talk about notification, so displaying toast notification, a component can be sent a toast notification that basically pop up as a alert to the user about your success, warning, error, whatever you want to display, right? That is basically specific to your condition. But to display a toast notification in LWC, we need to first import show toast event, and that is available in Lightning platform show toast event module, right? So that is the line that you need to include at the top. As we already know how to import, so import is a statement. In the last session, we also import some decorators like API wires and track. So in the same way, we can also import show toast event, and that is available in platform show toast event module, right? So when you import this particular event, after you need to create a dispatch show toast event, right? Where you need to pass like title, message, variant, and the mode property, right? On the basis of this, you can display a specific type of message like title of the error, title of the, you can say, information. So every particular type of message like we have success, we have warning, we have error, we have some info basically is a default. So whatever the title you want to display, and message that you want to pass to the client. Variant, basically it represents the color scheme, right? So when we talk about variant, so we have info. For this, it will display gray box. For success, it will show green box, and for warning, it show yellow, and for error, it will show red box. So variant property is used to decide the color. And if we talk about mode, by default it is dismissible. That means a specific time period it will automatically disable the toast. And if you get a message and you just click on the anywhere in the area, then it will automatically disable. We have like sticky. Sticky means it will basically display your message until or unless you click on the close button. So whatever the type of the mode you want to utilize, you can utilize. Generally, the one is popular. The first is default, that is disable. It will automatically disable after 3 seconds. And sticky one, that means it will just give a message until or unless you close, not close, it will display you, right? So by using this particular concept, you are able to show a toast notification, right? So I will show you the pre-created code for that. So I have one demonstration for you. Basically, I created one LWC component with the name of notification, right? So if you want to create any LWC component in your VS Code, what you need to do, you need to first open your editor and press Ctrl+Shift+P. Right now, here you get a list of command that you can perform. So just click on the create lightning web component, and then you need to provide the name for the component, and it should be unique. Like I'm choosing I use one name LWC header, right? Just press enter, and you need to specify the location, and the default location is force app main and default LWC. So it will create a LWC component in this folder, right? When it will create that particular folder, that it will contain the 3 files. The first file is your HTML file, basically that is used to create your UI, and second file is your JS, right? Now you can see HTML file that contain the default template that can be used to create your UI, and second file that is your JS, right? Where you need to write your code, and the metadata file where you need to specify the metadata information, right? After when you are able to build your component, at least you are ready to create your HTML file, JS file, and metadata, you need to deploy. So deploy your component, just right click, and you can use deploy source to or. By using this particular concept, you are able to simply deploy your code, right? Now just we are just checking that notification component. So in that notification component, we can also have one HTML file, right? So just first we go through that particular one. Now in this particular component, we just create one lightning card, and with the help of lightning card, we are just able to create a rounded box that contain white background. And in this lightning card, we specify title like notification, right? And this particular example contain 4 button, right? So for creating a button, we use lightning button, and we specify the label. Basically, the first button is used to show error. Second button is used to show warning. Third button is used to show success, and fourth button is used to show info, right? So for each toast messages, we create button, right? And each button is now associated with one function, right? The event is on click, And on click, we are just associating our function with button. So we created 4 functions. First one is show error toast, show warning toast, show success toast, and the last one, show info toast. So all 4 method is a user defined method, and each user defined method generally contains same type of information, right? Because we are just trying to show toast message, and just the parameter is different, right? So parameter for each function is different, because we are using different title and messages, and we have different mode uh, and variant, right? So now moving to JS file. So first step that we are just going to display, we need to first import our show toast event, right? So we need to import show toast event, and that is from module lightning platform show toast event, right? The next step, we just created the 4 different function. So we are just talking about only this one, right? Because all the function are just copy paste. Only difference is the title, message, variant, and mode is different, right? So that is one user defined function. Now in this particular user defined function, we initiate this particular show toast event. And when we are initiating, we need to pass some parameter like title. We are going to pass here application error, and message, whatever the message you want to display, and variant we are using error, and mode we are using disable. And after that, we need to just dispatch this. So for dispatching, we use this dot dispatch event, and you need to pass that particular you can say variable name, or you can say object name, whatever you are going to assign in this constant, right? So that we declare EVT. So we just pass EVT over here to dispatch our show toast event, right? Now we talk about warning. So in warning, we just change a title, message. Now variant is warning. That means it will show different color, right? Similarly, for success, we use success variant that show green color. And for info, we use variant like info that show the blue color, right? After that, you need to deploy this. When you want to deploy, just right click and just click on deploy source to all. Then it will deploy this particular component to your org, right? But before deploying, you need to make an authentication, right? So make an authentication, what you need to do, Control Shift P, and we have an option, authorize an org, right? When you click on authorize an org, it will basically uh, um, ask you to enter your user ID and password. When it will authenticate successfully, then you can see this particular icon that show your BS code current project is connected with your org, right? So when you deploy, so it will deploy your code in the same org that is currently connected. When you get success message, then you can utilize that particular component in your Salesforce org, right? So it will show message deploy successfully. After that, you need to just move to your Salesforce org, and you need to select the area where you want to utilize, right? So for that, basically, we need to configure this, and this is configured in your metadata XML file, right? When you open your metadata XML file, so you need to set like is expose true, and then target where you want to utilize. So this particular component can be used in app page, record page, as well as in home page. So you need to set that, right? That we already understand in the last session. This particular component is added in home page, right? So for adding, that is very much simple. You need to just click on this gear icon, right? And in gear icon, you need to click on edit page. right? When you click on edit page, then it will show the edit layout of your home page. Now you get a list of standard component and custom. So from custom, you need to simply drag and drop that notification. So you can choose any area where you want to display your component, right? So we have a standard and we have custom also. So in custom, we have notification component. Just you need to select your component and simply drag and drop the area where you want to display, right? So I want to display this component here. So it will place here and show the 4 button and 1 title. Now you can see notifications. That is the title for that component. And we can see the 4 button, right? Just click on save. And just click on activation. I think that particular page is already activated. So when you click on first time, then you need to select the org default, or you can choose like a app default, right? Now back to your page by using this arrow button and just refresh your home page. Now you find that component is display over there. You can see this particular component is now available and has 4 buttons: show error, show warning, show success, and show info. When you click on this, you get a toast notification, and this toast notification show title and message, right? And it will automatically disappear. You can also click on this, right? Show warning, show yellow message, right? And when you click on show success, it show green message. And when you click on show info, then it will show gray message, right? So depending on the type of message you choose on the basis of variant and mode, right? So it will display your message, right? So basically, I start from this reason behind that. Whenever you are going to perform anything, after your activity, you need to either show success or failure. So success and failure can be displayed with the help of this notification in Lightning, right? Now moving forward, we have one more concept that is known as navigation services, right? So navigation services in LWC. To navigate in Lightning experience, or maybe Lightning community, or maybe simply your Salesforce app, we can use navigation services. And for using navigation services, we need to import that navigation module, right? The Lightning/navigation services is supported only in the Lightning experience, right? As we know, this is only for Lightning, right? Lightning community and the Salesforce app, it is not supported in other containers. That is, we are able to use this in Lightning only, right? So basically, this Lightning service is used to navigate to your page, record page, or maybe list. So for using navigation services, the first step, we need to import that particular module, and module name is Lightning Navigation Module. And we need to import this one, Navigation Maxin, right? Now, if you want to, we already import this. After that, if you want to apply this, so apply the navigation maxin function to your component. So we need to include this in our extents. In Lightning, we can include more than one extent, as we are in Java, the same. So for using this, we need to use extend keyword, and it is already extended with the Lightning element. So we need to include this navigation maxim, right? So this is one default code that we can utilize, and the parameter that you need to change only the type and attribute, and that is the fixed one. That means we need to create, or you can say create a plain JavaScript page reference object that define the page to dispatch the navigation request, right? Simply to dispatch a navigation request, we need to call this particular services, and that particular services generally contain your function, that is navigate function. You need to specify your page reference, that means which page you want to navigate. That page is your app page, or record page, or maybe list page, right? So before utilizing this one, I will show you one demonstration. Now here you can see have one component, right? That is very much simple component. This particular component basically contain your data table. We can also have data table, right? I will show you one demonstration that is related to data table, where you can display all the record, right? So just show you. Okay. I'm going to show you one data table example, right? So for that, I have one LWC component that contains the three files. The one file is your HTML file, second file is JS file, and third file your XML file, right? So first of all, we just look at this data table, right? Data table.html. If we look at this template, so in this particular template, we have only one Lightning component, that is Lightning data table. So Lightning data table is a predefined that is used to show your data in a tabular format, right? That means in the form of row and column. Now, in this particular example, we use three properties of Lightning data table. The first one is, that means it will show the list of data that you want to show. So in this particular scenario, we are using one object name, and with the help of this object name, we are just calling our data. And second, basically, property represent all the column that you want to display. Now it is dependent on your query. That means in tabular format, the number of column you want to display. And for each row, you need to identify, if you want to identify your record, that in that particular scenario, we need to specify the unique value, and that is ID in Salesforce, right? So only by using this parameter, we are able to view our data in a tabular format. And that particular tabular format is known as Lightning data table, where there is no need to write your TRTD like tables, right? It will automatically handle all the stuff, right? Just 1 minute. First, I show you that particular component. Okay. Now, this is one example that I'm talking about. Now, in this particular example, you can see we have that Lightning data table, right? It will basically automatically arrange your data in a tabular format. Now, in this particular scenario, we are just retrieving 3 columns. That is name, stage, and amount, right? And at a particular time, we are only able to retrieve 5 record, because when we fire our query, SQL query, then in that particular situation, we specify limit as 5. So every time it will display 5 record at a time here. If you delete any particular record, then it will refresh and pick a new record, right? Now here you can see this is your title that is specified in your Lightning card, or you can simply use the H1 heading to display your information. And here we have one delete button, that is a user defined button. Now with each record, you can see we have checkbox over here, right? So whenever you select any checkbox record or multiple checkbox, and when you click on the delete button, right, then it will delete your record, whatever the record you are selected, because every record is associated with particular ID, right? And for displaying record, there is no formatting because we are using Lightning data table, right? So you can see in Lightning data table, what we are passing, we are just passing our opportunity list data. So we need to work on this data first, right? So what data we are going to retrieve, and second, we need to specify the all the column. That means all the column that we are going to display over here, right? This. Okay, so we need to specify our data. So we need to work on that, how to retrieve our data. And second, the column that you are going to display. And that is in the one property that is known as calls. And the key field that we are taking is ID, right? So moving to JS part, right? So if we look at JS part, so first of all, uh, we need to include all the decorators that you are going to use here. So we have track, wire, and API. So whatever you are going to, you need to first import that. Now, first we just checking this one. We use refresh apex. So basically the use of this, whenever we delete any record, so after deleting, it will refresh your data table. So for that we use refresh apex, and this module is available in Salesforce/apex, right? Similarly, now we are going to use one apex function. The function name is fetch opportunity list, and this particular function is available in this particular controller, right? Controller name is opportunity controller, and function name is fetch opportunity list. If you want to utilize any apex code in your LWC, so what you need to do, you need to just import in this manner. You need to specify Salesforce/apex, after that your controller name and the function that you are going to retrieve. And whatever you are going to retrieve, you are assigning it into get all opportunities. That is a user information, right? Now, if you want to work with your Salesforce data in that particular scenario, you need to use wire, right? The next thing, We also going to delete our record, right? So we have one button. Suppose I'm going to delete this one. Grant, right? So I select that particular record and just click on delete. It will delete the record and also refresh, right? So for delete, we also write one function that is also available in your Apex, right? So for that, we also include our next function, that is delete opportunity, right? So in controller name is opportunity controller. We have two functions. The first function is used to fetch your record that retrieve 3 column and 5 record at a time, right? And delete is used to delete your record, right? Now we create one property that is calls. Here you need to specify for a Lightning data table. You need to specify in this manner, where you need to specify the label for the column and its API name, that is from the Salesforce, and its data type. That means the each column that you want to display in the Lightning data table, you need to specify label, its API name from Salesforce, and the data type from Salesforce. So we include 3: the name, stage, and amount, right? First two are text type, and third one is of currency type. And this calls we pass in columns, right? So on the basis of that, it will show all the columns, right? Now you can see we have export default JS file that is extended from the Lightning element, right? So we supply this property into calls, right? Now look at the controller first. That is our opportunity controller. Now in opportunity controller, we have one function, opportunity list, and second, delete opportunity, right? So whatever the function you want to utilize in your LWC, you need to mark as or enable, right? That is already discussed. So the query that we are going to write here, select ID, comma name, comma stage name, amount from opportunity, and we set limit equal to 5, right? So it will return the list of opportunity. And second, we created one delete opportunities. So whenever we calling this, so we need to pass a list of opportunity. That means that particular contain 0, 1, or more than 1. So whatever the list we are getting, it will delete all the record, right? Look at this. So we use wired to connect this opportunity list, right, with this, right? So it will basically display all the record that is written by your query. Now look at this. We are calling this function fetch opportunity list, right? Fetch opportunity list, and this is associated with your this property. We have a function fetch opportunity list, and it is now associated with this. And now this one is now associated with via OPP list, right? Now moving to your HTML file. Now you can see we have OPP list.data. So it will display all the record, right? That the wire return, and wire is associated with your function, and this function is in your controller. It will return 5 record at a time, right? So now we have clear understanding from where we are fetching data, what is the role of calls, and the key ID. Key field is ID. That means on the basis of this ID, we are going to delete record, right? Now moving forward, we have that delete button, right? Now look at your HTML page. In HTML page, when we are talking about this data table, in the upper side, you can see we use Lightning card where we specify our title, and title is opportunity information. And here we are using our Lightning button, right? In Lightning button, label is delete, and on click, what we are calling delete record button, right? So the functionality of this delete record. So basically we have this line. You can see this dot template dot query selector. In query selector, we are just fetching Lightning data table. So we have one Lightning data table, get selected row. Basically, it will provide all the selected record, right? You can see that checkbox. Basically, by default, this checkbox is enabled. If you want, you can also disable, or you can say hide that particular checkbox. So whenever you select your checkbox, this function get selected row basically check all the selected checkbox, and it return the all related record. So all the related record, you can say selected record, is stored here, right? Now we call our function delete opportunity. That is a predefined function, right? That is you can search from your documentation. Now here we are going to pass opportunity list parameter as selected record, right? Then it will delete all the record. Basically that is a predefined function of LWC, right? Now either this function is success or failure. If it is success, then we are just calling refresh apex, and here we are passing the new fresh list, right? Then it will show basically it will refresh your records, and it will show the new records, 5 records there. If we are getting any error, then we can use alert, or you can use toast message to specify your error, whatever the error you are facing, right? So that is a simple code that we can use to delete a record, right? So that is simple code. So if you want to write this particular component, so first step, you need to create your class. So create a class, what you need to do, just press Control Shift P, and you need to choose create Apex class, right? When you write Apex class, you need to specify the name, right? When you specify name, then it will provide you file where the syntax is like public with sharing, and then the name of the class. What you need to do, you need to write all the function that you want to utilize, and all the function that you want to utilize in LWC should be or enable. After that, the first step, you need to deploy the controller first. So deploy a controller, just right click and deploy source to org. And now your controller is deployed. After that, you need to create your LWC component, right? In LWC component, first you need to import your functions, right? So all the function you need to import separately. So in the particular class, in the particular controller that we created, we have two functions. The first function is fetch opportunity list, and second function is delete opportunity. So both the function is called in this manner, like import, and then you need to specify a unique name from Salesforce.apex, then your controller name dot function name. Similarly, for second function, you need import, and then you need to specify a unique name from @Salesforce apex, then class name dot function name, right? As we are using a data table, so for data table, we need to supply three property. The one is data, second is column, and third one is key fields. So for the first step, data, second is columns. So columns we pass calls. So for creating calls, we create one property and we assign calls over here. So calls contain basically name, stage, and amount. Basically the three column that we want to display over there. If you want to display more, then you can right in the same manner, right? Now for using Salesforce data, we need to use wire. Now here wire, you need to specify the name, the unique name that is associated with your function. And we specify the wire property is OPP list. And that OPP list we are using in our Lightning data table with OPP list dot data, right? After that, basically only this allow you to display entire data in your data table. But in this particular example, we also use delete button, right? So delete button is associated with one function, that is user defined function, delete record. So you need to define also that. Now in this example, what we are using, we are just using checkbox. So whenever a checkbox is selected, so you can retrieve that value. So for retrieving that value, we use this dot template dot query selector. Basically, query selector is used to select any component from the UI. The component name is Lightning data table, and we are using one predefined function of your data table, that is get selected rows. So it will provide the list of all the record that you selected, and all that information is stored in this selected records, right? After that, you just calling one function, that is a function of your Lightning data table. It is a predefined function, and that function required a list of record that you want to delete, and we are passing that opportunity list with the help of selected record. So this function either success or failure. If it is success, then we are calling apex refresh, so that the list should be refreshed. If we are catching facing error, so it will come in catch area and it will show error with the help of alert, right? So that is the code to display your data table, right? Next, we also have one Lightning record form. Now, LWC Lightning record form, right? We can use Lightning record form component. That is a predefined component to create a form that can be used to add, view, or update a record, right? So using this component to create a record, it is an easy way, right? If you are using this particular editor, we have also a Lightning record edit form, and we have Lightning record view form. So we can utilize any three of them according to our requirement. So each of three of have their different purpose, and that is, you can say, one easy way to interact or work with your Salesforce data, right? One can be help you to only view, and with the help of other one, we can also edit our record. We can also create our record, right? So whatever the action you want to perform, on the basis of that, you can utilize that particular component, right? So currently we are talking about Lightning record form. So Lightning record form have some advantages. You can switch between view and edit mode automatically, right? So if the record is available, then it can be in editable mode. You can add it when you save your record. It will update data, as well as it you can say come to display your data in your uh, view format. That means from where you can also edit, right? So it provide cancel and save button automatically. When you change the mode, it will provide two button, cancel and save button. So there is no need to write a specific code, right? Uses the object default record layout, which support multiple columns, right? Load all fields in the object's component, right? That means you need to specify the fields, which field you want to display. So it will display only that fields. Otherwise, it will load all the fields that is in your object and display only those that you want to display, right? So I will show you that particular part. Now you can see we have three components over here. The first one, right? Now with the help of this component, we are only able to view the contents. We are not allowed to edit, or you can say create a new one, right? Now if we look at this one, right? This is your Lightning edit form, right? And this one is the first one that we are talking about. With the help of this, we can also create, right? Now you can see when we just update the value, right? And click on save button. Now you can see after saving, it will convert it into, you can say view is changes, right? But it is still editable. When you want to edit, just click on edit button. So it will provide two buttons for you. The one is cancel and second one is save. And there is no need to write the code, specific code for this. You need to just change the value and just click on the save button. It will save your record, right? And in this, we are only able to view, right? So look at this. So when we talk about Lightning record form, so Lightning record form, with the help of this, we can switch between the view and edit mode automatically when a user edit and save your record, right? And it also provide your cancel and save button, right? So whenever you want to change your record, just click on the edit option and change your value, right? So whatever you are going to change, you can directly view over here in the record. So current is type is prospect. So we change to customer direct. Value is changed. You can see over here. So it will now view mode. So we can navigate it into edit mode or view mode, right? So this particular form is known as Lightning record form. And when we talk about this one, right? So this will allow you only view. You are not able to edit any of the value, right? So that particular form is known as Lightning record view form, right? And the third one, that is known as Lightning edit form. Now it is always in the edit mode, right? If you change any value, like currently customer direct, if you change to prospect, just click on save. Record is saved. You can see the value is also reflected in every place, but still it is in the edit form. So the name is record edit form, right? So in the next session, that is on Saturday, we will learn how to create these three forms. That is your Lightning record form that can be changed their view, maybe from edit to view, right? The first one, that is record edit, that is always in the edit mode, but whenever you save changes, it will reflect in your database, right? But still it is in edit form. And we have third one is view form, that is only used to view the contents, right? So similarly, we are going to utilize this with your Lightning navigation services. Currently, it is placed in your current record, right? Suppose if we are using this particular component in different position, and whenever we want a new record is created, after saving your record, it will directly navigate to the detail page. So in that particular scenario, we are going to use Lightning uh, navigation services, so that when we create a new record and it is saved successfully, after saving successfully, Salesforce provide ID, and on the basis of that ID, we can directly navigate to the record page, right? So that will be done in next session. So that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hello, guys. If anyone have any questions, please ask. Also, just let us know that you are understanding these sessions or not. Any difficulties?
If you want, we can also share the entire code that we utilize for demonstration in the group, right? So that you can also implement that, because we created pre-demonstration. Reason behind that, because it will take time. So in that particular scenario, we are only able to give only one demonstration to you. But what we want the more demonstration for each the theory that we are talking about. So that's why we already created the code, and we'll show you that, and we can also share it.
Yeah, and you can practice on your work. If you get any difficulties there, you can ask the questions on group. Sir or any other person can help you to resolve this issues or difficulty.
Okay then. Bye.
Just let us know that you understand these sessions or not. Just type yes or raise your hand. Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay.
So thank you, guys. Stay tuned for the next session. We will share the next session's links. Okay, thank you and good night. Stay tuned.